Yeah, I know. I'm back on already. This is nuts. 10:30. I'm rounding. I'm right. I'm right, but I'm whipping them off anyway. I'm hoping. So we're at the 10:30 mark, eh? All right. 10:30 mark. Tea's not up yet. It's okay. Guy upstairs and getting nosy. Piss off, guy. Fuck. Well, see, sorry. Sorry, I apologize for the language. Excuse my French. Anyway, guy upstairs getting nosy. I wish he'd mind his own business half the time. Pain in the butt. Anyway, I'll tell you about him in another video. I was gonna call these video 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna call them round one. It's like a fight here. Round one. Ting. I need a little clock that goes 10 minutes. Ting. It's hard to do 10 minutes in your head and look at the clock and talk and remember where you're at and everything else and drink water and eat and blah 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 blah. Keep your brain intact and what you're into and where you're at. And you get to tell a story of your life without a script? Good luck. I'm going to try and write this without a script. I can do part of this without a script and then do the rest in one foul swoop. So there's going to be a bunch of these little 10-minute shots. And one crap one that's long. Excuse me. This one is just going to be bad. I think we'll just call this one bad. Yeah, name this bad. Because this is called the life one, okay? Welcome to life, people. Yeah, it's the foam block now. It's a pillow. After a while, a pillow under your head will actually make your neck. It will actually deform your spine, people, and curve your neck, which is called a scoliosis. Lordosis is down in your back. Scoliosis is in your back. Your upper neck, you get a cervical scoliosis, and you won't be happy. So don't put your head on anything much higher than almost perfectly dead straight on a bed, because if you prop your head up too far and it curves at all, you will eventually, Tina, you know this, will get number one, a very sore neck, and you'll get super strong neck muscles, yes, but your neck will eventually curve, and it's not good for your spine. Really bad for your circulation and digestion. It's bad for swallowing. It hurts your breathing, everything, because it starts to impair your throat and stuff. Okay, I know my stuff. Been there, done that. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna call this a welcome to daily life. This is my little roach container, Mom. Use my forceps. I use it for my roach clip, Mom. Sorry, I'll tell you about my life. You're gonna be part of it for a little bit. I do lots of people too, man. I can do, Fuchi Capesta. We can do Cheech and Chong. We can do George Carlin. We can do some Mexican dude. We can do some Coolies and Charlies. I used to do Elmo. Yeah, we used to do Elmo for a show. Elmo actually started on Jim Henson's idea. Yeah, Elmo was originally going to be a Muppet. Yeah. Elmo, Elmo, he tickled me. Elmo, he was originally going to be a Muppet. Yeah, I worked at Jim Henson Studios for I don't know, 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. Yeah, I did Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock? You know Fraggle Rock, don't you? Do. Welcome to do. The Doozers and the Fraggles. And the Gobo, Gobo and Doozers, and the Gorg. Where's the Gorg? Them, yeah. Anyway, we were there. It was fun. Sorry. Yeah, cute. He tickled me. No, don't. Anyway, see, that's what we did. He did voices. Yep, I did. Voice coming? I did. Hey, Miss Piggy. I did all kinds of voices there. I'll stop being silly. Sorry, yeah, I did voices for Jim Henson Studios. And yeah, Tickle Me Elmo. Elmo was actually supposed to be, originally, a Jim Henson Muppet. Not what he is. Anyway, Tickle Me Elmo was supposed to be a Muppet, okay? It wasn't supposed to be Sesame Street. But kids loved him, so he went for educational purposes. Okay? We gave him to basically Jim Henson Studios let them use Elmo for educational purposes for that reason, folks. That's the smart way to use things that kids love. Use them to teach, not to destroy or play. Not just play. Play and learn. Tickle me. I love you. They teaches them love. Oh, don't hurt me. Teaches them not to hurt. See what I mean? Oh, don't tickle too much. It teaches compassion in a silly way, but it works. I will look at the camera when I can, okay? But after 7 years of laying here, believe me, the old neck is getting twisty. Anyway, like I said, I call this one junk round for, 7 minutes of ramble crap. Sorry, folks. It's really hard to do this, kind of like off the cuff, you know what I mean? Anyway, it's a life to tell off the cuff. Shut up, Paris. Sorry, the guy upstairs is a dimwit. I really shouldn't say that, but he's a bit of an idiot. I have to rent a room. I mean, I don't have to, but I did rent upstairs to make some bucks. Which wasn't really the plan, but I'll tell you about that as we go. Yeah, okay, I forgot where I'm at. Welcome to Ross's Life, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. Hey, welcome to Ross's Life. It's going to be a long one, folks. If you want to stick to it, fine. If you don't, pick out ones. I'll try and name them as I go when I get them all done. I'll sit back, watch them all, name them all, edit them all, redo them all. And it'll actually be a slick little presentation. You can sit back in a couple hours and watch my entire life go by and go, whoa. What was that he said about emotions again? You can go back to one and be entitled Emotions or The Breakdown or something like that. And you'll remember where you were. So you can go back to it. If it's one about Cody, you can go back to that. If it's one about Fire Sticks or, the $9 chip computer or microboards or quantum processing and whatever it's about, okay? Anything that's about will be labeled kind of like whatever I'm yakking about. And they're going to be quick and 10. I'm going to try and keep them 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Stuff them together into blocks. So if you feel like watching more than 10, you can. If not, makes it easier on your head. Makes it easier on me to make them in 10-minute blocks because I want to try and do this in 10-minute blocks and just keep it going. Let's just make a life stream instead of a life story. How's that sound? You get what I mean? Because if I take a 10-minute blast and you give me input, then I can give you output that's better for you to view and better for me, and your presentation will only be better. So that's what I'm trying to do. And we're going to happen, and we're going to make it flow, and we're going to make a live streaming life. My life. And it's going to carry on. And I'm going to be the first person to tell you, you might be watching the first person you've ever seen that's going to make a life video that starts here and ends never. It's going to be carried on by everyone that comes here. Everyone that comes here and everyone that listens and everyone that learns and everyone that does anything in life that comes here makes a channel, makes one here, makes one on Kodi. I'll build you a Kodi build. I'm going to build a build with Supreme Builds guy. We're making Supreme Builds Kodi plugin, a repo. Okay, and one of those repos is going to be for your Android, your phone, your Kodi, whatever. Pull it in, load it up in an app, done. Okay, it's got the TV and everything else, just like Kodi. It's going to be the same. It's not Kodi, but it's the same. I can't tell you what it is yet. And it's going to be life stories. Okay, and that's what it's going to do. It's a dedicated channel server. Okay, it's going to give people's life stories. So people like me, okay, and people that are futurists, the Richard Bransons, the Jimmy Pattersons, anybody, whether you like them or not. Not really the Donald Trumps, but that story's got to be told too. That's the one that you got to avoid, I guess. I don't know. He's not a great guy. He wasn't intentionally a bad guy. He just got off on a bad attitude. And no one adjusted his attitude. In other words, if you got a dad that has an attitude like that, you're going to grow up like that with the same attitude. If you don't respect people because your father doesn't and treats them like, oh, well, when you've got enough money and power, you can do what you want because that's why you've got it. Not how you get it or how you do it properly and enjoy life, making friends and having a working force of people. not a bunch of slaves, there's a huge difference. And that's basically the Trump effect, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm not even American, so I don't care. Well, actually, I do, because I care about the states. I love the states. Yeah, there you go. I love the states. You wouldn't hear that coming from too many Canadians up here. I'll tell you that right now, people. A lot of Canadians don't necessarily like the states right now because you're threatening us, apparently. But a lot of Canadians also don't know we have a goddamn huge defense system that we built a long time ago that I actually helped construct a large part of, which is the North American Defense Network. It has a huge array, and I can't tell you about some of the stuff, but some of the declassified stuff is stuff like EMF radio stuff. Look up Alaskan EMF radio, X-Files, whatever you want to look up on. Let's see, I think that's the best place to look under it would be under declassified military weapons, or unknown weapons, or the unidentified. Okay, and it's an unidentified, and there's radio arrays, they call them. They call them what they think are magnetic radio generators or something like that. Because there's a bunch of antennas in a block pattern, and they're trying to figure out what it is. Well, it's been declassified, folks, and I'll tell you what it is. That's our defense net. It's an EMP. Welcome to the world of the EMP. Okay? Now, we knew what that was then. Back then. Way back then. Tesla. Not the one now. The original Tesla that made the Tesla coil knew what dielectricity was. So he knew what dielectricity was. Do you know what dielectric is? A dielectric production of electricity consists of taking something that is non-conductive and conducting electricity through it. That's a dielectric. Yeah, D-I hyphen E-L-E-T, electric. Okay? So, dielectric. Look it up. He managed Tesla. I'm not kidding you, folks. You saw the static coils that he's built. Amazing stuff. He made a type of electricity with a dielectric component called air. And he used a broadcast signal on a dielectric signal and shot pure electricity from point A to point B in the air and lost almost zero voltage and amperage. Little or none in the way of loss. And you could go like this between it and walk in and out, drive in and out, no effect. Dielectric electric transmission with no lines. One problem, it emitted a massive EMF. And when you turn it on, anything it was attached to that used it, like say you had a blender, as soon as you turn it on, the EMP went. So it would wipe out anything that was on, so it would actually, you'd turn it on, and it'd turn it back off. So it had a kind of reverse effect. So if you got power, it was great, but as soon as you applied the applied power shut the device back off. So once that was figured out, which unfortunately took 20 years to figure out that part of the equation, on how to transmit electricity through the air without creating an EMP when you turn it on. When they realized that, they went, what else does it do? If it wipes out electronics and all the other stuff it can wipe out, what else can it do? Well, they found out it can stop pacemakers and all that other stuff many, many years later. It could also stop a car or an engine in a tank, jeep, or plane. So they devised a method of making EMPs way back then. And this is like 1915, 1919. And they were making little EMP boxes, folks. And in 1968, I remember my first EMP kit that I bought from Popular Electronics. A little kit. I made an EMP. And what it was made to do was turn a neon light on and off without touching it. So you could touch it and turn it on and off like magic. And that's how it worked. But when it did, it made a little burst of EMP. And I tried to film it one day and it turned the camera off, so it worked. And then I realized, hey, wait a minute. That, touched that, transmitted the electricity in the air to that fluorescent light tube, lit it up. Okay. And when I lit it up, the EMP shut off the camera. Or did it? So I figured out eventually that no, actually what it did was it triggered a reverse bias diode that protects the circuit from reverse DC and turned it off. So it didn't damage it, it just turned it off. So I realized at that point it's being conducted and then transmitted and actually functioned. As in it flicked it off. As in it reversed the voltage, kicking the protection circuit in, turning the unit off. Apply that to a missile. You got it? Right on. So now you apply that to that missile, that's what we do. We just turn it off. Not the whole thing, the guidance. That's all you gotta turn off. No guidance. It just keeps on. Here's your trajectory. Launch. Orbit. Suborbital, low orbit. You know, it's just in space. Cruising in space. Needs guidance. EMP. Guidance gone. Space. See ya. Gone into space. Just blows up eventually or runs out of fuel and drifts away. Gone and just that way. Or pre-program, you know, when you hack their systems, how to pre-program it to adjust the guidance to send it into the sun. No. Must make it so your guidance system is set for it to disarm and stop and remain neutral. And then go pick it up or send it back. And I think the best idea would just be simply, don't stop them. Bring them down. In other words, knock the guidance out while it's in low orbit, which is how this system is designed, folks. It's declassified now. This is not a lie. You take out the guidance in that suborbit path, low Earth orbit path. Knock out the guidance, take over the guidance remotely with an EMP pulse that kicks it off, and do it again, kicks it. You got it back on. It works. Been there and done it. They work. We've tried it. It works on multiple different types of missiles, including one that's the chemical laser. It even affected it, which we didn't think it would. And that's another one I'll tell you about, chemical lasers that fly around up there. 747s up there, folks, that you don't know about, doing figure eights. A couple 100 miles up. Yeah. You don't know about them. Nobody does. That's classified still. They got lasers in them that never mind, I can't go there. They're chemical, just look up chemical laser orbital path 747 and you might find some info. If you don't know where you're looking, you won't find nothing. Anyway, so we're going to be using the EMP. We're going to take over the guidance system, okay? And take that missile. I'm going to program it to shut off, drop its warhead where we tell it unarmed, and land one where we want it, or we're going to send it back to the sender. The preferable is to capture, reprogram, send back. Do not blow them up, just send it back. It'll put a hole in the ground. Don't send it to a populated area, just put a hole in the side of a mountain. Don't hurt nothing. Or just plop it in a lake that's already polluted beyond repair, or throw it at, find their landfill. There you go. Just, I don't know, sewer, find their sewage plant. I don't know, whatever. Just drop it. They're going to blow you out of the planet. So, I mean, what's the point? Why be nice? Well, why not? Be nice. Send it back. Sorry, we're not interested. Here's your mail. It's like junk mail. Throw it back. Okay? Throw it back in the garbage. No, throw it back at them. So, world, you want to take care of Vietnam? That's your biggest threat right now, according to GARP. No, according to you guys out there, the press and all the wonderful world are dumb. Sorry. The wonderful world is telling everyone to be afraid of North Korea. But, hey, look, you guys went and messed with North Korea. You caused the problem. I was there. You killed my North Korean wife. You made me become a mercenary because of you, and I still love the States. I don't know why. Because it wasn't all your fault. Okay. Now, just because you don't like them and they want to nuke you, you don't nuke them back. That's the wrong approach. You want the right approach? Give them all our garbage. No, don't sanction them and cut them off. Give them the largest garbage contract in the world and ship everything there. Everything we don't recycle, everything we have to put in a landfill, all our recyclable oil, anything we don't recycle that's left over, anything we can't reuse, every piece of plastic we don't use, send it all to North Korea and see if they can use it. It'll be the largest garbage dump in the world. They won't be able to fire off shit. And you know what? Send them all our computer crap and all our electronics crap. They'll go nuts and so will the whole goddamn country. You know why? It'll be a revolt. People will have TVs and cell phones and shit. They know what to do. They got techs there. They got hidden black market shit. You know it. I know it too. They would take over the country. Give us their garbage. North Korea, that's what we do. Get rid of North Korea's threat? Simple. Give them our garbage technology. Who cares? They've already got their nuclear missile. Give them what they want. Not the goddamn government. The people. It's like China. Hong Kong thrived on what? Productivity. Because what they made, they saw come back as product. They used. Wow, cool. Yeah, it was $10 in cheap labor and might have been child and slave type labor. But that's the world, folks. If you've been to China and been there back then, you'd know why. And you know why they've been around and they got a wall that big and read all their books. Go back to their bamboo scrolls. Come on. Get real. Don't, if you think there's a Bible and there's a God, read the Bible. Near the end, I'll find it for you by the time these ends of these videos are done. I'll find that psalm for you in the back of the Bible that tells you that you are your own God and that you created yourself in your God and you are your own God because you are the creator of yourself. God did not create you. You created God. Got that, folks? Okay? But get back. Anybody out there that's a Billy Graham guys and all that tell you God created you, they got it backwards to make money. They actually took one word out of that Bible and moved it to the wrong place in that line. They never read that line where it tells you that in this Bible, this book that you've just read, all these songs, in other words, it's basically in English. If you would translate directly into English, it tells you that God is you, you are God because you create your God. In other words, God's in your head because you create it. So you are the God that you create. In other words, what you believe in, that's your God. So if I believe in Buddhism, that's my God, right? If I believe in Catholicism, that's my God. Christianity, it's my God, right? No, my God is that belief within me. I create that belief, which means I can have multiple gods inside one being, myself, because that's where they all reside. The Bible teaches you that. Think. Read the back. They don't. They teach everything else and get paid a fortune. They live in glass castles. The Crystal Palace. Come on, people. How much money do they spend on the church and why? Because it kept people together. That's why. It was the only thing in the old days that family did together. And it fell apart too. That used to be the only thing on TV on a Sunday. Now it's football. It used to be nothing but. You go back to the 60s and watch TV. There was more religion on TV than TV. It was religious television. That was the TV. But it was peaceful. A lot of people hated it, but it was peaceful. Then they got the Crusader nuts. Then they got the wingdings, you know, the you're healed. In Denver, I went and I did a Billy Graham, you're healed. And he said, you can walk. And I went, no, I'm paralyzed. You had yet. And I couldn't walk. And that was the end of him. That's right. We took 13 paraplegics, quadriplegics, and said, go ahead, heal us, you motherfucker. Sorry. Go ahead, heal us. Oh, you're healed. We went, yeah, we got a palm on our head. So what? You don't believe. Ha. We believe. You're nothing. Heal us. Come on, buddy. If you got some kind of power and we don't believe, prove. Here, heal my finger. It's got a thumb. Here, heal my thumbnail. It got ripped off in my brake. Fix it. Take the pain away. If you can do that, then I'll believe you. They couldn't heal a thumbnail, okay? They don't heal. It's paid political crap, but it's not political. It's crap now and it's political. Yeah. The politicians have got like the goddamn preachers. That's what has happened, man. If you look at the church back then, they had all the time on TV. Now it's politics. Well, is that government? Hell no, that's preaching at you. Yeah. You got the Church of Fox. You got the Church of CNN. You got the Church of CNBC. Hey, come on, look at it for reality. That's what they are. That's what you believe. Got you. You believe in what Fox says? Fake news. Aha. I don't know. You believe in CNN? Fake news? I don't know. Or you believe in CNBC? Fake news? I don't know. You believe in the BBC? Is that fake news? I don't know. It's all fake news? I can tell you right now, it's not all fake news, people. It's not fake at all. I've been there, and almost all the people on the news have been to where they're talking about. That's why they're news journalists now. They have to know where they've been, who they're talking about, what it is, and where it is, or you can't be one. In other words, you have to be a fairly well-informed human being in order to go on television of any kind and try to inform people about the news without messing it all up. You can't just be some kind of idiot going there and say, hey, guess what? Someone dropped the bang. Yeah, there's a big hole in the ground. Everybody's gone. I think it was bomb. That don't work. Diplomacy is a different thing. They don't know how to do that anymore. They lost it. They've lost it because they thought the world, internet-wise, was going to keep it together. And you know what? They forgot. We are. The MP, it's there. Across the whole of North America, at the top, called Northwest Territories. It's about 40 miles from the Arctic Circle. And it goes straight up 245 miles, people. It makes a really sweet pulse. Yeah. They're spread out perfectly. And now they're all set up. They're all bunkers. You can't see them. It's just an antenna array that looks like a bunch of aluminum sticks out of the ground that are stainless steel coated. And they have some other stuff like a little cell wall that's kind of got a funky little... It's got a frequency curve that kicks the frequency up into the dielectric signal, a magnetic dielectric signal that's charged into the air 250 miles straight up. Okay? Puts up an electronic curtain. Okay? That's the EMP. Takes the guidance down, reinstalls new guidance, because we know how guidance works. Tries to read it. It has logical programming. It uses artificial intelligence, high-end stuff. It's got a small quantum computer that actually figures out the guidance system and reprograms it to land where we want it to land. Like plunk it down in the middle of the Nevada test range by Fallon, drag it down to Sandy Labs, tear it apart at Fallon, put it all back together, put it all back in the desert, and launch it back to them with a note and on garbage attached. Not a nuke, a garbage bucket. And I'm talking a garbage bucket. When it goes off, it literally drops the garbage. It's going to take a pile of garbage with it. In other words, you're going to retrofit the nose cone with a pile of garbage. You could fill it full of dog poop. I don't think they'd appreciate it, but just put some garbage in it. Like their guidance system. I'm not kidding. Just send it back. That's all you gotta do. Don't send the nuke back. Keep it. We'll bury it where they all are. Okay, we'll bury them with the other ones down in Nevada and Switzerland and that, but don't send the nuke back. Send the rocket back, totally used and trashed. When it hits the ground there, it's not going to do nothing but go. Pfft. So if it does land here, if you can skid it, so the guidance system that we install when it's taken over is meant to, what they do, a slide. It's a how. The rail that generates a guidance field, kind of like a fly-by-wire when you're landing an airplane. Same idea. If you're in the fog or bad weather in an airplane, it's autopilot, fly-by-wire, straight down to the end of the landing strip, bang on, boom. Same idea. And this is what it's made to do: is bring it down, round on an angle, and skid it across the desert, so that the actual landing is like runs out of fuel and skids across the desert. That's the theory anyway, that it'll stop, and if it doesn't barrel roll and destroy itself and skids down a trench, which they've got dug, like a half-mile wide trench, it won't barrel roll end to end unless it hits something. And the trench has been dug permanently from shallow to deep, of course, and gets wider, so it goes and stops. Reprogram, relaunch, back to them. If it needs anything examined or used, take it and use the whole thing and forget about it. Okay? Send them back. 10 barges, not a nuke. 10 barges every day forever, full of garbage. But not literal garbage. Send them technology like this. And everything that we use, that we have given up on, that's old. They haven't seen it yet or used it yet. Send it to them as garbage. Turn them into the recycling capital of the planet. North Korea could do it. Make them a superpower. Why not? Turn them into the largest garbage pile in the world. Why nuke them? Let's say, be friends. Can we give you everything we have and everything we've used so you can learn why we live this way and you live that way and get along that way? Share and share alike, but only with what you agree to. If he wants more power, tell him that having the power of all the world's used goods is more power than anyone could imagine. Cars, planes, boats, trains? Why not? Why not? He could have his own little railway to play with. Keep him amused, in other words, folks. It's a plan. It's a good plan, too. It works in China. As long as you keep everybody working and happy or moving and happy, life stays happy, right? Right. That's why this video is being made. I'm timing out over here, buddy. Sorry, guys. I got to time out on you because I've gone too long. Rambled on about the EMP a bit there. This one's definitely going to be about that. I'm going to make one all about that just for you. Tina, love you.